Hello everyone, my name is Kan. Thank you very much for just watching this video. Now, as the title suggests, this video is about being pregnant and along with having uterine fibroids in a pandemic, right? So this is actually my second pregnancy with the uterine fibroids. My third baby, my third pregnancy. But while I was pregnant with my second daughter, I had the fibroids at that time as well. However, at that time, I didn't really experience many issues with the pregnancy until like the final 2 months of the whole term. Now, what happened is that one of the larger fibroids, it started to degenerate. And because of that, it was very painful and be I had to stop working, stop going to work on a daily basis and stay home for the final 2 months of my second pregnancy. Now, my uterine fibroids, they're actually on the outside of my uterus. They're attached on the outside, not really on the inside where it would be much of an issue to the baby. So the only problem is that I have to ensure that I eat iron-rich foods and I also take my iron supplements. My the prenatals I take now, they're called Natel. And that's what I've been taking ever since my first pregnancy. They're rich, very rich in iron. And so whatever I need for both baby and myself, I will get from those supplements. Now, people have been always asking me, even at work and so on, they ask me how I feel, do I feel pain and all of those things. Now, to be honest, as I said, the only pain I felt was when it was nearer to my in the last trimester of my second pregnancy. I felt that pain when the fibroids began to degenerate. Okay, forgive me if I'm looking around. I'm also on my veranda, so I'm looking outside at times when persons are passing by. Now, as I was saying before, that pain, it was it was like me it would be like 9 out of 10, that pain that I felt when the fibroid was degenerating. I actually thought that my I was losing my baby at that time. So I had to go to my OBGYN and he did an ultrasound and realized that the fibroid itself was degenerating. It was not the baby who was in any real trouble. And so I was happy because he said it could have been that the baby wasn't getting enough blood or so on, but or maybe enough nutrients. But because I was taking those supplements and I'm still taking them now, I was able to um, I was able to manage to give my baby all that she needed while she was inside. Well, I'm also doing the same with this little one here, baby girl number 3, final baby. And the next question I have always had, well, not always, but some people, they have asked me why I did not remove the fibroids before getting pregnant with my second child, right? At that time, let me see, I found out about 3 years or so, or 2 years before my second pregnancy that I had the fibroids. But what my OB/GYN said at the time was, um, it is better to go ahead, being that my fibroids were on the outside of my uterus, it was better to go ahead and try having this baby now instead of doing the surgery. And when I did the surgery, maybe something could have happened to my uterus, which would prevent me from having another baby and carrying the baby to full term. So the risk of doing that fibroid surgery at the time that I did not have to do, that is one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and have my second child, even with the fibroids there. For this pregnancy, no, you must be wondering, why would I go back, get pregnant with this child, knowing that I have my fibroids there? The fact is, this baby was not planned. It actually happened. We had a plan to do the fibroid surgery just like 2 years after having my second child. She was cesarean, my second child, but they did not remove the fibroids at that time because I think it was something about blood or something like that, that they said that I might have been losing too much blood or something like that. I do not remember the exact reason, but they did not schedule for me to do the fibroid surgery while to remove the fibroids during the cesarean. So I was sewed up. They sewed me up. Sorry, they sewed me up back with all the fibroids there. I think I had two fibroids at that time. One grew to 11 centimeters and one was 7 centimeters with my second pregnancy. So I planned, made a date and everything, went to the OBGYN, planned for the fibroid surgery. Then the pandemic hit in March of 2019. That's when I had planned to do that's the actual date we had set to do the fibroid surgery because it was past 2 years already, right? Because my daughter turned 3, my second daughter turned 3 in April of 2020. So it was past the time. It was past, I'm sorry, I said 2019 of March. It's actually 2020 of March where we had planned to do the surgery. So my daughter was now 3, going to be 3 years old. And so they said it was enough time. I can now go ahead and do that surgery. However, the pandemic came. When the pandemic started, same time in that March, we decided to move the date to June because we thought that by then the pandemic, the whole COVID-19 thing would have probably cleared up because it was just starting in Jamaica at that time in March. I know. And when it came to June, it actually got worse. And actually, when that is the time when I found out that I was actually pregnant, right? I missed my period. We went to the doctor, and because my last period was May 4th. When I went to the doctor in June, he said, "You are expecting." I was so shocked because normally when I get pregnant, I know. I like a few weeks after I feel it different and I know that I'm pregnant. But this time I had no idea. So that is how this blessing came along. I'm grateful for her. And we're just looking forward to meeting her soon. Can't wait until I think this is basically my final week because they're going to schedule my C-section when I go back to the clinic on Tuesday of this week. Today is Sunday. So when I go back to the clinic on Tuesday of this week, they're going to schedule my C-section. So I think this week I'll be turning 39 weeks soon. So they don't want me to go to my due date actually. Because with my second child, um, my due date was April 12th and they actually did my cesarean on April 11th. And usually they say they want to do it 2 weeks before, like 38 weeks, but it didn't work out that time. I was just glad that I did not go into labor before my actual due date. Now, so I've covered uterine fibroids, degenerating fibroid, the pain of it. Um, so the importance of taking your iron supplements or your prenatals. If you have uterine fibroids, be sure to always take supplements, iron supplements, so that you can be able to nourish your baby, provide enough blood and everything for your baby while the fibroids are still there, right? because you do not want to be thinking that I'm wondering if I'm getting enough iron for myself, for my baby, and am I still able to support this fibroid inside of me? So you have to be able to do all of that so that you don't get ill, you don't feel sick, or anything like that. All right. So as I said, I'm 38 weeks and 3 days today. And for me, being pregnant with the COVID-19 pandemic is it's very new. You don't have many visitors. I am working from home. I've been working from home since March of 2020. Now it's January and I'm still working from home. And I'll be going on maternity leave, and then I think when I get off maternity leave, then we'll be going back to work physical face to face. But right now I work from home online virtually. And I guess that is one thing that I'm grateful for, that I'm not really interacting with many persons except for my children, my husband, and my close family members like my mother-in-law, my mom, my sisters, and brothers. My brother who will come over. My friends. Normally, I would have my friends when I'm pregnant. They're always looking out for me, always, bringing juice, blended juice, and all of those things to work for me. And those things are kind of some things that I do miss. And I do miss just the interaction at times. With this pandemic, you can't do that. You have to wear your mask. When I do go to the clinic, or I go in town to Montego Bay, I I am very cautious of what I do. And I wear my mask. I use my hand sanitizer, or I wash my hands if possible, because I do not want to be pregnant and catch that COVID-19, because I do not know what will happen. Plus, I have a 3-year-old here, and I have a 9-year-old. I don't want either of them to get that COVID-19. So they are both here at home. They go to school online as well for now. So that is about it. That is about it for this video. If you have any more questions, if you would like to know anything at all, just go ahead, comment down below, so I will go ahead and answer to the best of my ability. And just a disclaimer, I am just a mother, wife. I am not a medical personnel. The experiences I'm talking about here is just what I've been through as a mother with fibroids during this pandemic and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my 38 weeks baby bump, I should say. There. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. And please go ahead and say whatever you want to say, questions or anything you have, and I'll try my best to answer. Thank you.